Kung ikaw ay nasa abroad, pwede ka bang gumawa ng last will and testament patungkol sa mga ari-arian mo sa Pilipinas? In other words, pwede bang ipatupad sa Pilipinas ang isang last will and testament na ginawa abroad? We'll talk about that right after this. Hello everyone, kumusta po kayo? I hope that you are all doing good. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I hope that you would consider subscribing to it simply by clicking that red subscribe button down below. And please don't forget to hit that notification bell icon so that you will get notified of all our future videos. Maraming salamat po. Ano ba ang last will and testament, which is also known as a will? The Civil Code of the Philippines defines a will as follows. A will is an act whereby a person is permitted with the formalities prescribed by law to control to a certain degree the disposition of his estate to take effect after his death. Sa pamamagitan ng pag-execute ng isang last will and testament, maaaring kontrolin ng isang tao kung paano ipamamahagi ang kanyang mga ari-arian kung siya ay sumakabilang buhay na. There are, however, rules that need to be observed in the execution of a will other than the formalities that are required by law. Examples of these are the rules on legitimes and disinheritance. Sa rule on legitime po kasi, pwedeng ma-challenge yung intrinsic validity ng isang last will and testament by the compulsory heir kung naapektuhan ang kanyang legitime. Ang legitime po kasi ay bahagi ng inheritance na naka-reserve sa compulsory heir na hindi pwedeng galawin maging ng testator o yung taong gumawa ng last will and testament. According to the Civil Code, legitime is that part of the testator's property which he cannot dispose of because the law has reserved it for certain heirs who are therefore called compulsory heirs. It also provides that testamentary dispositions that impair or diminish the legitime of the compulsory heirs shall be reduced on petition of the same insofar as they may be inofficious or excessive. Sa ilalim po ng batas, the only way to deny a compulsory heir of his or her share in the inheritance is to disinherit that compulsory heir. This is quite a lengthy topic, so I will make a separate video on this matter. I hope okay lang po sa inyo. Let me go back to the question at hand. Pwede bang gumawa ng last will and testament habang kayo ay nasa ibang bansa? Pwede ba itong ipatupad sa Pilipinas? May bisa ba ito sa Pilipinas? The answer is yes. As a matter of fact, the Civil Code of the Philippines expressly provides the forms and solemnities of contracts, wills, and other public instruments shall be governed by the laws of the country in which they are executed. Ibig sabihin po, kung kayo po ay nasa US and you execute your last will and testament which you intend to be enforced in the Philippines upon your death, you have to follow the law of the United States as to the forms and solemnities in the execution of your will. Ganun din po kung kayo ay nasa Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, Japan o saan mang bansa. You may also engage the services of a lawyer or a paralegal to help you in the execution of your will. Article 815 of the Civil Code of the Philippines also provides that when a Filipino is in a foreign country, he is authorized to make a will in any of the forms established by the law of the country in which he may be. Such will may be probated in the Philippines. So even if your will is executed following the form authorized by the law of the country where you are residing, it is perfectly okay. It can be probated and enforced in the Philippines. The important thing is that you should know the form prescribed by the law of that country, and that law should be proven during the probate of the will in the Philippine court. For example, in Canada, they also have notarial will and holographic will, although there is a slight difference when it comes to specific requirements. I already explained about holographic will in the first video that I published in this channel. Please allow me to play it for you. Today I am going to talk about a DIY last will and testament. Do you know that you can make your own last will and testament without seeing a lawyer? But first, what is a will? A will is an act whereby you are permitted, with the formalities prescribed by law, to control to a certain degree the disposition of your estate to take effect after your death. I know, the definition doesn't help a lot. It simply means that by making a will, you can control how your property, your house and lot, car, farm, or any business, savings in the bank, be distributed after your death. There are two kinds of will in the Philippines. One is the notarial will, the one which has a lot of requirements and needs to be notarized, so you definitely need to see a lawyer for that. And the other one is the holographic will, the one which you can make on your own. The law only requires that the holographic will must be entirely written, dated and signed by the hand of the testator himself. So in this case, you will be called a testator. Let us now take an example. You will notice that this one is entirely written, dated and signed by the testator himself. Note, however, that while the law does not require witnesses in the case of holographic will, it is a better practice to have witnesses in your will for the purpose of probate. Every will must be submitted to the court for probate, and for that purpose, a witness who knows your handwriting will be required. Interestingly, our civil code also accords recognition to the will executed by a foreigner or alien. The civil code provides that the will of an alien who is abroad produces effect in the Philippines if made with the formalities prescribed by the law of the place in which he resides, or according to the formalities observed in his country, or in conformity with those which this code prescribes. A will made in the Philippines by a citizen or subject of another country, which is executed in accordance with the law of the country of which he is a citizen or subject, and which might be proved and allowed by the law of his own country, shall have the same effect as if executed according to the laws of the Philippines. I hope that you have learned something from this video. In our future videos, I will be discussing more about last will and testament, legitimes, disinheritance, and other inheritance rights. If you want to get an update on our future videos, you simply have to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell icon. Always remember, ignorance of the law excuses no one from compliance therewith. I will see you in my next video. Ingat po kayo.